All right. I think this is set. All right, yes. What's up, everyone? In today's video, all right, I am very heated. I just got back from the gym. I have a lot of things that I want to circle back to on the video I made last week. I have some thoughts, continued thoughts, some doubling down thoughts on my perspective on Kanye West and all of that nonsense, and just some other sort of racial topics I want to talk about. I actually, believe it or not, have a really thick window of tabs open on a different window of a different video that I really want to make. I think I'm going to title it like Aryan Art History Class or something, because I came into a whole bunch of paintings and art that I really want to share with you and discuss with you all, because I am shook by these. They've had a very powerful impact on me psychically and emotionally, and I definitely want to share that information. I also have another some other ideas. I really want to try to hold myself to making a video, more videos than one this week, because there's a lot of information that came to me this weekend that I really want to share. I just don't know. You guys know, I'm like schizophrenic, and I don't know how to like condense topics into just one train of thought. Everything just sort of like circles around and around. But first, before we get started, just a little housekeeping, because it seems that some of you have been running to mom and dad and telling them all the naughty things I've been saying in my videos and the language that I'm using. And I just have two things to say: deal with it. All right. We are dealing with an entire erasure of our culture here. I don't know if you realize that, but coming to me and just telling me that I'm not being nice enough about the erasure and genocide of my own culture, I don't want to fucking hear that. Okay. I think that should go without explanation. That this is a very different world here, and all that kumbaya stuff. This is not the channel for that. Okay. You can go to literally every single other channel on this huge platform, and you can find plenty of kumbaya content to make yourself feel better. Okay. You can all hold hands with each other, all these different races, and you can all, get around the tree and just sing, and you can just feel good about yourselves. But that's not this channel. I don't care if I'm standing alone. I don't care if I'm at the top of the mountain all by my lonesome self, because this is how I think about it. This is how I feel about it. And this is what is right. Okay. So if you're a little upset by words like nigger and faggot, this probably isn't the video for you. You need to stop giving these words so much power. Okay. You're just as bad as the fucking leftists. All right. Anywho, let's continue. Okay, I don't know if you guys haven't noticed, but like it's been an Aries full moon like all weekend, and I have my moon in Aries, for Christ's sake, so I'm just a little bit heated. But no, high key, the moon was beautiful. The past 2 nights, it's risen. I don't know the fucking terms. Okay, but has been so breathtaking, and all the farmers are out there harvesting their crops, and it's a pretty cool time of the year. I was just looking back on my last video on my comments on Karl Lagerfeld, because he is uh, the subject matter for the next Met Gala. And there was that one British girl, Jamel or whatever, that was going off about how he's so like racist and homophobic and hates women, and he's just like so full of hate that how could they platform someone like this? And if you want to know my thoughts on that, my very colorful thoughts on that, just go back to the other video. I was going to delete it, but then I'm like, I don't even give a fuck anymore. Okay. But this is more in the lines of paralleling Karl Lagerfeld to Tolkien, because there's a show out right now. I'm not watching it. I won't watch it. I'm not a Lord of the Rings person. I never got into it. I kind of maybe will at a different point in my life, maybe, but I just never really got into it. I respect the shit out of Tolkien, and I love listening to his interviews. Well, not interviews, but just like the few audio fragments that we have of him talking. He's a fucking genius. We love Tolkien. And I'm paralleling him to Karl Lagerfeld right now, again, and because of this whole Rangs of Power show, that has been, they put $1 billion into, but it's just getting like decimated because people. This is what this is what I want to loop to in the next video about all this Aryan art and just like storytelling and subject matter, because it's going to make what I'm saying in this video make a hell of a lot more sense. But anyways, there was this quote that I had found, someone talking about Tolkien, and it's the enormous weight of knowledge and accumulated experience and accumulated thought that has been put into his work that can't be counterfeited or faked. I'm going to repeat that again. The enormous weight of knowledge and accumulated experience and accumulated thought that has been put into his work that can't be counterfeited or faked. This is like, this is it. Okay, this is it right here. This is why we are where we are right now, because people, they just don't have a fucking life. Okay, I'm just turned 30 years old, and I can tell you, I have had a very extensive life and a lot of different colorful experiences, and that I'm very grateful for, that have shooked me, but again, very grateful for. But people like don't have fucking lives anymore. They don't experience life. They don't. So someone like Karl Lagerfeld or whatever, who has like the enormous weight of just like fucking life, okay, and all of this accumulation of thought and experience that he puts into his work, and he did so much more than just design clothes, you know. But then these people, these little dogs that just sort of like nip at your fucking heels, and they're like, you're racist, or this, or that. They don't realize how fucking stupid they sound. All right. So I just wanted to again give like snaps to Karl Lagerfeld, snaps to Tolkien for just being like MAGA bosses, I guess. We love you so much. We miss you so much. And hopefully this world peoples more people like them, to get us out of this cultural hellhole that we're stuck in. Yes. I was wondering, I just have a note here. It says, can I get a tax credit for the ad blocker I need to buy so I don't have to see niggers in every fucking advertisement? Thank you. Let's continue here. Okay, so more thoughts on Kanye West. So I saw his little bit on Tucker, and I'm just going to preface this. I do not hate Kanye. There are things that he's put out there that I genuinely like. I think the high point of his career and the Kardashian career was like 2016, and all of that Camelot fell down when that robbery happened in Paris. But Kanye West, I love The Life of Pablo. I don't think he's really put out really great music since then, and it's now been like 8 years. Some of the fashion stuff I can get around. I don't hate. There are like one-liners and stuff that he says that I'm like, yeah, that's fucking right. Like he said something about, I'm not going to argue with people who are broker than me about money. And I understand that thought totally, because I see it in like the health and wellness stuff. It's always the people that are so much fatter than you that have all of these suggestions for you and your like wellness journey. So Kanye, like I don't hate him. It's just, it's just the bar needs to be raised. Okay. And so he's saying this like Tucker thing, and Tucker's like, oh, like, how do you feel about like this responses that you're getting? This is in lieu of the whole like White Lives Matter shirt thing. And he's saying how he doesn't care about what these people say. And I believe that. But again, Kanye's a fashion person. So he's not doing something just to do it. He's doing it because he wants to get a response. He's addicted to the attention. He's addicted to the response. He's addicted to the fame. Okay. So first of all, can we put this out there that the whole like White Lives Matter thing, that's so like 3 years ago. Okay, I really don't even find it like, if Kanye is this like self-proclaimed genius and a billionaire. Okay, remember he's like the wealthiest black billionaire in the country or something. Okay, if he's so genius, like why are you like repurposing some jargon from like Floyd, the year of our Floyd? You know what I mean? Like that would have been cool maybe like in the fall of 2020, if you like put that out there, it would have been a little bit more interesting. But now you're just like White Lives Matter, and I'm like, I don't know, I just find it kind of boring. Am I the only one? I thought maybe it would be a little bit more interesting because he's like this big Christian. If he put something out there like, blonde blue-eyed Christian, or no, blonde blue-eyed Jesus or something, if he wore a t-shirt like that, that would be kind of like, it kind of makes you think. But just like slapping White Lives Matter on a t-shirt and thinking that like you're some genius again, it's like really, really hard for me. I know I'm gay and I'm picky and the bar is really high, but like here is another billionaire with all of this opportunity, all of this media connections, all of it. Okay. And it's just, this is what they're producing for us. Okay. It's a fucking White Lives Matter t-shirt. I said it again before and I'll say it again. All right. Kind of does not care about white people. And I'm so sick of people like I was listening to Night Owls at the gym. Love Sasha and Paul so much. Sasha, I hope you're feeling better. I hope your dad's doing okay. And they were talking about how like I guess like Crowder is now selling like White Lives Matter merch or something. And this, I know exactly what they're talking about. It's like the type of people that like with these like these like underlying daddy issues that like need permission to like do. They're just all fucking grifters. Okay. But it just like I hate. Can we just talk about how much I hate how like my destiny and like our people's destiny is like so artificially intertwined with all these other people. Like I just like want to like get away from all of it. Like I don't want to compare myself to you. I didn't want to have to like qualify and validate my thoughts in like relation to like all of you. Like I've had enough. I've had enough. Okay. I don't care if this doesn't make sense. I've tried to like go through this in my head so many different times, but unless there's a spirit out for you. Like I just don't like that like my destiny and like when people think about like an idealized future and all this stuff, it's like this like mixed culture and like everyone's like holding hands. And again, the whole like tree, we're all around the tree and we're singing because we love Gaia so much, you know? And I like, where does that come from? Like, do people like genuinely think that? I don't think about that at all. Okay. And like I was watching I was like listening to Ramsey's show last week and it was doing something about like just like how like the different races score on the SAT or something. And like it's like kind of interesting maybe, but at the same time I'm like I don't care how Asians do. I don't care how blacks do. Like it means literally nothing to me, you know? I like, care about my people and like getting our people out of this like genocidal culture fucking alive, you know, and retaining some of our heritage, retaining some of our identity, retaining some of our tradition, you know. And again, stay tuned for this Aryan art class we're going to do because like I was going through all of these Edmund Layton paintings and this whole like sort of pre-Raphaelite movement of like English painters. We're going to talk about Arno Brecker and just like looking at, I think art is a better way to explain all this because we've been so inundated with all of like this mixed culture. It's very easy to forget that it wasn't like this. It isn't like this. This is all artificial. This is all fake. It's all I'm gonna try to stay focused. Okay. Maybe okay, so Kanye West. So he's like a big fashion guy, but again, it's all these like fucking collaborations. It's like, oh, you're a billionaire genius, and what you're gonna do is collaborate with Gap. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know, why don't you start like an American fashion house? You know, an American, because you remember you were gonna run for you ran for president to be president of the USA. Okay. What if you started like an American fashion house, put all your genius and all your money into producing like an American fashion house similar to Marc Jacobs or Ralph Lauren or is Carolina Herrera considered American? I don't even know, but you know what I'm saying. You know, like why are you like constantly collaborating with all these other people? I'm so sick of the collaborations. Okay, but again, another millionaire that could be influencing our culture architecturally, like landscapely. Is that even a word? It's not like environmentally, but you know what I mean. Just like having a beautiful world. But no, we get these fucking collaborations. It's just like Jesus fucking Christ. I know we're supposed to hate like the Rockefellers and the Carnegies, and sure, with the whole like Tartarian reign of thought, train of thought, like maybe these people really did just slap their names on buildings that were here like for a long time beforehand. But at least they had a fucking vision. Okay, at least these Carnegie people, these like Rockefeller types, like at least they had like a big, glorious, beautiful vision. We don't get that with Kanye. Okay, again, these are genius billionaires. Okay, and what we get is a White Lives Matter T-shirt. The bar is just so low, you guys. And I'm not even trying to be picky. Okay, it's just like if I had $1 billion and oh, and mind you, remember Kanye was broke when he met the Kardashians. It was Kris Jenner who showed him how to aggregate his money and his wealth and how to invest certain things for him to become a billionaire. So I kind of really don't like the sort of like attitude he gets, like that he just like made all of this shit on his own when it was only some fucking white bitch, okay, that just showed him how to crunch the numbers right. It's so weird to me. Crowder, yeah, the whole white lives thing, so boring, so 3 years ago. Um, Again, he's a genius, and this is what he has to make is a White Lives Matter T-shirt. So boring. Yeah, again, our destiny being always like artificially intertwined with all of these other races. I don't care. We were never a thing. We will never be a thing. I'm thinking like, you know, in an idealized setting, like if we had our own country, our own homeland, you know, maybe if we had a couple decades of like solid insularity, it'd be kind of interesting to see like, oh, what are those people doing over there? Like a World's Fair kind of event where it's like, oh, what? Cause I like competition. I like that type of energy, you know, of like trying to see who's, you know, who's on top. We love, like, in theory, like the Olympics in a way, you know, but like it would, so I can like kind of see like, you know, a World's Fair type thing in some convoluted world where we actually have our own country. But like, I just don't like that we're we can't like separate ourselves from this or from this consciousness ever, it seems, you know? And maybe I'm just sensitive because again, the ad stuff like really pisses me off, but it's just like every part of our like, okay, for example, House of the Dragon. They had their 7th episode aired last night, and I don't know what the hell is going on with this show. Like, it started off, like, rough, and then in the middle, it got, like, pretty good. Like, I'm like, "Okay, this is the with the music, and there's, like, some stuff you got kinda overlooked," but I'm like, "It's getting pretty good." But the past 2 episodes, I'm just sort of like, "What the fuck is going on?" And now we're in the penultimate episode next that'll air this Sunday, and I'm just like, sheesh, you know, like there are moments of last night's episode where okay, it wasn't too bad, but they've just like, oh, it's so weird. And again, with like the race stuff, it's like this is like a time when I'm not even like trying to be racist. I'm just trying to like follow the show, and I'll like try to comment in different, you know, either like nerdrotic or different like people online that are like talking about the show, and I'm like trying to like follow along because like the race stuff like doesn't make sense, and I'll get all these fucking like people that will comment on my comments, and they'll just like, oh, like your racism is really showing, and I'm like, no, it's not even that. I'm just trying to follow the show. I don't understand how you have a white chick and a black guy have mixed kids. Understand that. But then we take a mixed kid and you have like with another white guy and they come out darker than the parents, and you're just supposed to be like, huh? You know, and now all of a sudden there was like a black maester at this like council meeting in the show last night. And I'm like, where the hell did he come from? You know, I thought the black people were supposed to go live on Driftmark with all of your again, the black people in the show are the only ones that say in every single episode, which is still so weird, okay, that they are the purest blood, that they have this pure Valyrian blood and all about their heritage and their blood. If any of the white characters, they would never write that language in for a white character, first of all. But it's like really hard to follow because then I'm like, wait, so like, but there are black people like in other parts of this realm too that aren't maybe of this pure blood, and how are you supposed to know? Is it because they're not wearing a blonde wig like you are? It's just like it's like hard to just like visually follow. And I'm someone who's read the books. Again, I have like I fucking hated Hamilton when they make like George Washington and all these people black because I'm like I just like can't follow it. But in this show, I'm like genuinely just trying to like follow along, and it's like it's hard for me. It's hard for me. I don't like it. I fucking and, like, when you try to explain this stuff to people and then they're just like, "Oh, you're so racist. You're so racist." I'm like, "This is why separate, not equal." You know what I mean? This is why it's like, go make your own fucking shit. You know, like, I don't know why I have to, like, you know, sort of squeeze myself into this corner to have, like, all of these, like, positive things, like, diversity brings to us. Nothing. And, like, then I'm just, like, trying to understand what's going on in the room, and you get, like, attacked for it, and I'm probably not even making any sense right now, so I'm just gonna go on, but I'm just like, this race stuff has got to go. And then there'll be like comments that are like, you're just like falling for like the media baiting you. It's like, no, I don't watch the fucking news. I don't watch the media. Like I'll listen to Ramsey Paul sometimes, but like I don't fucking watch the news. This is just like content that Hollywood is like producing, you know? It's like so weird. Also, this is something like I don't understand. Because okay, you get a lot of like YouTubers that they just regurgitate what they see on like Twitter and like their Facebook timelines. They don't actually like offer any real insight into like culture or commentary. There's like really like no like legitimate observance of like actual life and like what's going on in front of them. It's just like them copying and pasting what they're seeing on different social media and then overlaying and projecting like in terms of astrology like their perspective on that, and it's like really hard to stomach sometimes. But recently, like I don't hear about again, I don't watch the news, so maybe the news talks about stuff like this, but only, and this is like what's weird, it's like only in this astrology community do I ever hear about Iran. Like they bring up Iran like in every video and how like Iran's going through some revolution or something, and I'm like, what? And of course that always is followed with like, I stand with the women of Iran. Is it Iran or Iran? I don't fucking know. But they're always like, "Oh, I stand with the women in Iran." And I'm like, "Do you know how fucking stupid you sound?" Another one. Okay, there was like this like attack in Thailand or something. I didn't hear about it, but they were saying someone like came in and like shoot a bunch of kids or whatever. And this one astrologer is like going off about how like if this doesn't make you feel some kind of way, then you're a sociopath. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that I don't follow every like awful thing that happens all over this entire fucking world, okay? And if you are not like aware of this one awful thing that happened, then you are a sociopath because you're not feeling, emotion. It it's so boring. It's so boring. Um, and I see right through it. And I remember like a couple years back when I was making videos like every single day, and why I stopped doing that is because I did kind of feel like I was just like sort of repeating and like not repeating, but like regurgitating and just it wasn't like I feel like any like genuine thoughts that had come to me. I was just like, oh, I saw that, and now I'm just gonna like reshare it. And I personally don't like that. I'd rather like come up with my own genuine approach to different things. And like it's kind of hard to find people that do that on YouTube these days because they just kind of like copy and paste. Um, and it just gets kind of boring. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there for right now. Sacha, if you happen to be watching this, I actually have a significant list to talk about since we didn't do our show last Wednesday. Um, I have some things I want to talk to you about, actually, some sort of movies. I have a list of all my favorite sort of horror Hollywood horror Halloween films. Um, yeah. So, anyways, I think I'm gonna leave it there for right now. I don't know if any of this made sense. Yeah. I'm just gonna blame it on this full moon and Aries. Again, I really hope you guys got to see it. It'll probably be somewhat full tonight still. Um, yeah. Anything else on my little list here? No. Keep an eye out for this like little art class that I want to share with you all because I Edmund Layton, um, an English painter of a historical genre specializing in Regency and medieval subjects associated with the pre-Raphaelite movement of the mid to late 19th century and early 20th century. I can't wait to go through some of these paintings with you because literally not only is like the mastery in the craftsmanship, like it's like you try to compare that to a fucking White Lives Matter t-shirt and you just want to fucking puke. Um, but I'm really excited to go through some of these paintings with you. And I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. I also low key, I'm like, you guys know I'm like late to the party with all the tea, but every now and then those like architectural digest videos crop up on my channel. And Vanessa Hudgens. This is from October of like 2021. So again, the tea is always old on this channel. I'm so sorry, but I kind of wanted to like do a reaction video to her home tour because there were parts of it that I was like, this is kind of cool. But her voice is so fucking annoying that well, maybe I'll just mute it. But I kind of wanted to do a reaction video to that too because they talked about carriage houses, and I guess it makes sense. Like a carriage house is where you put the carriage that you drive around in when you had horses. I'm guessing it's like the predecessor to like a garage, a garage. But I'm kind of obsessed with carriage houses right now, and I want to do a video on that too. So, yeah. Oh, there's people in the chat. Hey, everybody, love you so much. I'm gonna leave it there, and again, we should be back for our stream with Sacha on Wednesday if you wanted to check that out. But yeah, I love you all so much, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.